I don't really want to do my hair today. I don't really want to do my hair today. I don't really want to do my hair today. I don't want to do my hair today. You know, I think I found my light in this room, and I kind of feel like a news anchor, and I'm not mad about it. Hi, welcome to the series called Graphic Designer Reviews: blank, where I, a graphic designer, review products, but don't recommend them because I'm just here to have fun and avoid actual responsibilities. That intro music was brought to you by my friend TheSavageGringo. Link below to his YouTube and Spotify. I recommend that. But not what we're talking about today. Anyway, let's choose a product at complete random. Well, it was random at the time. Completely not random. You may be thinking, Karen, you're not talking about soap today? To that which I will reply, no. Contrary to popular belief, and based off my 2 videos that I did before, this is not a soap review series. This is just an all-encompassing graphic design package review series. So I asked everyone in my first video, which feels like I made it years ago, but it was actually August, for their favorite snack recommendations. And I found this one, which I love. I'm addicted. So these are dark chocolate dipped coconut rolls from Sprouts Farmers Market by Sprouts Farmers Market. If you're not familiar with Sprouts, it's a grocery store. It has a more laid-back, rustic vibe than Whole Foods or Central Market, though they pretty much have a lot of the same products. For me, I choose Sprouts because it's closer in proximity, and that's literally it. I am just lazy. Anyway, fun fact, I just wanted to mention that Sprouts has actually updated their logo. Don't think I didn't notice. Their current version kind of looks like a fruit hat with text. And I really like the new one because I was wishing that they just did something simple with their logo. And you know, there you go. Wishes do come true. It's a fact. The O looks like a sprout. Done. It looks more sophisticated, and it's starting to look like a proper competitor for Whole Foods and Central Market. 10. Just kidding, this isn't about Sprouts, it's just about one of their products. These coconut rolls are both a store brand and a Me Too product because you've probably seen wafer rolls like this at your aunt's house in a fancy tin. But these are laid back, fun wafer rolls. They don't need a fancy tin. They're fine with who they are in a practical bag. It's cheaper. They're more snackable. Why wouldn't you buy 15 of them in one trip? Even though you know you came to the store for only necessary items and you needed to stick to a list because you can't go over your budget for the 4th time this month in a row spending money on things you don't need. I mean, they're just so fun. So this is my favorite snack right now. These are about $2.50 a bag, and there are about 2 dozen rolls inside. You can be super cute and eat them with tea or coffee, or be like me and eat the whole bag by itself in one sitting. They're really crumbly, so you could be super dainty and take 4-ish bites out of this roll, or you can save time, energy, and cleanup just by eating the whole thing in one bite. I never said I was a role model. Anyway, cool things, because there aren't really any benefits to this snack. It's naturally gluten-free and it's made with real coconut milk. So that's my healthy-ish snack because it has real ingredients. So let's get on to the design review part. I built myself a rubric of a few categories for judging a product, which I've linked below, so if you're interested, download that. And just a reminder, this isn't a rag session. My hope and the goal for this series is to, 1, have fun, and 2, hopefully help put into words some design language for you to use on your own creative projects, and give you some clues as to like what works and what doesn't. Essentially, I'm giving tips on how to make the packaging design better for the next version. And you don't have to listen to me, it's just my opinion. The cool thing about designing a product is that you can always go back and revise and work on it to make the design stronger and more effective and more appealing for the end user, me. So let's go. Doesn't work. Does it work in being delicious? Yes. Does it work in making me want to eat a whole bag in one sitting? Yes. Do I recommend you do that? No. All you feel is sadness that the bag is empty after 10 minutes. I do think this is a good on-brand product for Sprouts to have. It's not organic, but they have real ingredients. Anyway, these coconut rolls are something that I can enjoy while being smothered in chocolate. So I'm gonna give it an 8. Sorry about the soy. Presentation. The packaging isn't terribly fun, but it is tropical. Also, there are a lot of typefaces and the hierarchy isn't really clear, but I do like that the coconut rolls are actual size. Oh, this one's broken, so. On the back, I love how the palm leaves carry over, and I don't know what this rectangle is, but thanks for making me look at it first, I guess. Presentation, overall, I guess it's effective because I bought it. I'm going to give this a 6 because it tells you what you need to know, but it's kind of all over the place. Manufacturing and container, working title, I can't think of anything better. So this is a resealable stand-up pouch with a gusset. That's the gusset. Just wanted you to know that. So there's foil inside of the bag and there's plastic outside of the bag and inside of the bag. It's not recyclable because it doesn't say so, so I'm assuming the worst. But from my observation, like, this foil stand-up pouch is probably one of the best and cheapest ways to preserve chocolate-covered crunchy snacks like these. Or that's just like what I've seen. Are there better materials for a snack pack like this? Like, legit, I don't know. Please let me know if there are. Also on this pouch, you'll notice that there's no window. Having a window can cost more because it can be made with a separate material, and often it's that kind of plastic that's not recyclable, but I don't think this needs it anyway. So my only manufacturing issue, which I don't even know if it's a manufacturing issue, is that I don't like how the design cuts off on the edges, leaving this white bar. I don't know how every single bag is manufactured. This could be a printing choice by the manufacturer to know where the edges of the bag are. So when they go to cut all of the materials, it like lines up. It could be the designer intentionally leaving white space, or it could be just an accident. Either any of those ways, I don't like it, especially because when you look at it all the way around, each white bar has a different thickness. Other than that, the bag is sealed and that's all I care about. So it's not recyclable, probably goes straight to the landfill, but they saved where they needed to and didn't get a window. It's a 6 for me. Design and copy. I like that the bags use bright colors to differentiate each flavor. I have a problem. I appreciate the color coding. I'd love one in every color. This was the best I could do, and I literally only got the ones that were dipped in chocolate. Even with the old logo, I wish they had some kind of alternative version because this dark green isn't really vibing with this red orange on the package. And I don't know why the logo's on here 3 times. We got 1 and 2 and wait for it, 3. I promise you, I'm not that forgetful. Let's start with the front, this blue. While I understand it's there to stand out in contrast to the red-orange of the bag, and it's there to convey the sea salt, it kind of stands out in a bad way. It's literally the first thing I notice when I look at this bag, which kind of messes with the hierarchy of it. I wish it wasn't this particular shade of blue. I wish it was more of a light blue, like a powder blue. I get it, the salt, but I think that lightening up the blue will allow the important elements of the bag to be noticed first. I also don't like how some of the design elements were crimped with the edge of this bag. It's just a matter of moving those graphic elements over a little bit. It's not breaking any rules. It just kind of leaves the package a little bit less refined than it could be because it looks like it was an accident. Usually label manufacturers will provide a guideline and boundary template for designers. That's probably the quickest adjustment that I can suggest. Typography. I like that the biggest thing on the front of the bag is the name and the graphic of what I'm buying. So yay! I love how the title, Dark Chocolate Coconut Rolls, is tilted. It really complements these palm leaves that look like comic book actions. Like, pow! Coconut rolls. But I don't like how there are 5 different kinds of typefaces on the front. This is an example of typefaces that aren't paired well together. It's like they want to be friends because they're forced to be in the same space, but they're actually frenemies. In my last video with Alafia soap, the type treatment felt very purposeful, and even though my rule is typically 3 typefaces for one project, Alafia's design really worked because the typefaces just worked together. They complemented each other. It felt very cohesive. I could probably do a quick video on typeface pairing. Like this though, looks like they needed typeface differentiation, but they didn't think about the pairing enough. Let me break down the vibes. That was the cheesiest way to say that. First, we have a cute, modern cursive typeface with low contrast, paired with an Art Deco, borderline 50s retro inspired, low contrast typeface. And then down here, the Made with Real Coconut Milk, we have a sans serif that's pretty neutral, also low contrast. And then down here at the bottom, we have a textured semi-serif with high contrast. And then the net weight, I don't really count that, but it's too big. Based on what I described, they don't have the same theme. Cutesy, retro, neutral. 4 out of 5 have something in common, which is low contrast. And when I say low contrast, I mean that the thickness of the letters remain consistent, like when you write with a ballpoint pen. And high contrast is when there are really thick parts of a letter and really thin parts of that same letter, like writing with a calligraphic pen. I also personally don't like the distress on the sea salt and this circle thingy, the lines. I feel like we get enough texture with the palm leaves here all over the package. We get enough texture. Okay. Like I get on the with sea salt, it's supposed to convey salt. I don't know what this is supposed to convey, but I feel like it's too much. Plus the distress patterns, they don't even match. So that just visually clashes. Moving on. One more thing. We lose alignment from the coconut rolls down, like doesn't even align. And they're definitely getting points taken off for that. On the back, here's the logo again, but a little smaller. And it's not centered. And I know that it's not centered because I use this super high-tech design feature called measuring with my limbs. There's probably a better word than that. But basically, I just use my finger and you can tell that it's not centered. It's dumb, but it works. Don't forget to check your measurements. And just real quick, this makes me laugh. I love that down here it says serving suggestion and then it's blank. So the serving suggestion is yes, but in the nutrition facts it's actually 7. Hey you, yes you, do you remember all the typefaces that we used in the front of the bag? Well, forget about them. We're using 4 new ones, not including the nutrition facts, which is probably my favorite part of the label. Besides this cup of just whipped cream. Now let's talk about that copy. We know what you're thinking. Is it a snack? A cookie? A no-holds-barred flavor banging, crispy, crunchy, tropical treat you'll find yourself craving all day long? Yes, yes, and yes! Sprouts dark chocolate dipped coconut rolls are made with real coconut milk and real cocoa. Baked to a flaky, crispy, golden brown, yummy perfection, they're a snack that must be tried to be believed. We all know what rolled wafer cookies are. Every aunt has a tin in their house, probably. It's not unbelievable. They're just in a bag instead of a tin. Moving on. Dip it, dunk it, crumble it, or just munch it. Trust us when we say you're gonna want to thank us for this one. Whoa, whoa, whoa. This copy is too fun. This copy makes it sound more like a kid snack now, just by the tone. There are definitely a few things I would have done differently. First of all, I would have right-aligned all the text so that it didn't creep into the scene. And then I would have played up the tropical theme. I'm not going to rewrite it like I did for Alba Botanica, but you can definitely take that copy from my first review and then just like paste it and change face scrub to coconut rolls. Don't. One more thing, I don't think slang like gonna works when you write it out. That's just me. I would have just said, you're going to thank us for this one, just in a very authoritative way, which I did. So, thank you. And lastly, the bottom. They even designed the gusset because why not? And again, there's the logo, even smaller than the one before, and they also have the front of the label down here, just in case you forgot. But what's different is this little paragraph that's so cute. It says, if you're reading this, your bag is probably empty. Time to head back to Sprouts. Like, that would have just been the cutest thing to have only that on the bottom. Like, this gusset, this current gusset, is trying. Do or do not. Abraham Lincoln. Lastly, like a few nitpick things. This barcode is a little huge, and then this like money back guarantee seal is a little low, so if you just like not like that much, but lift it 3 pixels. And then obviously get rid of this floating serving suggestion because the serving size is 7, not 2, and we both very well know that I'm eating the whole bag. I am sorry. I'm not really sorry, but prefacing my score with a sorry makes it sound like it's not so bad, but I'm giving it a 3. EWG. So, bad news. Though the EWG does score food along with like the topical makeup lotion stuff, there isn't an EWG page for this yet. This is a pretty new product on the market. So I guess I'll just go over the ingredients. This doesn't mean that I know how they were sourced, and they're not organic, because that would definitely be a selling point. Like, obviously companies that have organic, you usually see a seal on the front of the label somewhere. So that is one sign that I know that it's not organic. But all I have are these 7 ingredients: coconut milk, dark chocolate, coconut sugar, rice flour, egg, white sesame, sea salt. But within the chocolate, there are other ingredients. So you got sugar, cocoa mass, cocoa butter, cocoa powder, soy lecithin, natural vanilla. I typically include the EWG scale because it is an unbiased scale for what is healthy and like good for you to put on your skin and in your body. But I guess it's up to me today. So I'm just gonna give this a biased 5. Just because I don't know how these ingredients are sourced. Also, there's soy in the dark chocolate. Also, there's tree nuts, coconuts. Not even a nut. It's a fruit. Let's get this grand total. I got a 56. Needless to say, this was a case of not so good packaging, real good snack product, and I will buy these again. And that's that on coconut rolls. Thank you so much for watching. If you want to see more packaging review videos, like, subscribe, tell your friends. Sorry that it's really dark now, but I just wanted to do it in one day. It's too dark for me to see.